Fine. In today's class, we'll try to see the fourth chapter, that is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence. Correct? Yes, we are going to see about its concept, about its components, and how we can use the emotional intelligence, that is application of emotional intelligence in administration and governance. Go and see the syllabus of emotional intelligence. Correct? So today we'll try to see the concept of emotional intelligence, what are the essential components of emotional intelligence, and what are the application of emotional intelligence in administration and governance. Correct? So we'll try to see what is emotional intelligence at the first. What is EI? Sunil, what is EI? Excellent, excellent. Yes. What is your opinion about emotional intelligence? Okay. It teach you how to live in the society. Very good. Yes? No? Okay. First thing is that it is not equal to your IQ. Yes. Because IQ, that is your, what is full form of IQ? Intelligence quotient, is all about your mental ability to solve the problems in the most effective manner, in the most time frame manner. That is called your IQ. But so far emotional intelligence is concerned, it has many elements like your awareness of your emotions, awareness of others' emotions, and how to monitor, how to regulate your emotions in the most beautiful manner so that it is not going to impact others people. I'll show you the example first. Before that, I'll tell you what are the problems of modern industrial society. What are the basic problems of modern industrial society? After seeing the problems of industrial society, it is a very easy to understand why emotional intelligence is important. Fine? So, industrial society. What does it mean? Industrial society? Society which is based on the industries. Yes, India is also based on the industry. European Unions are based on the industries. Correct? So, what are the problems of modern industrial society? First, we will try to look at this factor. That is, always expect high efficiency. Expect high efficiency, demands more IQ. Modern industrial society demands more IQ. Demand more IQ, but it leads to many defects. It leads to many defects, it leads to many uncertainty. Many uncertainty like depression. If people say you that yes, you have to perform irrespective of any situation, one can perform or one may not perform. Why? Because of the different abilities, because of the different conditions, because of the different circumstances. So with the huge demand of IQ, it may give you the some defects and uncertainty in the modern society, which causes lot of depressions, anxiety, loss of productivity, and many problems. If you see the world trend after 1980s, especially after 1980s, the service sectors started to grow. In India after 1990, but across the world, it is the period of 1980s service sector started to grow. When service sector started to growth, it demanded, no, it is not IQ. It is a UQ, EQ, emotional quotient, which decide the efficiency of your organization. So this is the background why emotional intelligence is important. Why after 1980s there is a huge demand towards the emotional intelligence to be implemented in service sector, because in service sectors it is a communication, it is a human relations which shows you that how your organization is going to achieve. Correct? So emotional intelligence, there is a requirement of emotional intelligence after 1980s. Have you written down everything? No, this chapter I will complete by today. Emotional intelligence. First, I'll try to define what is the emotional and what is the intelligence. What is the E? Emotion. Emotion is a state of mind, correct? It is your state of mind. State of mind. What kind of state do you have in your mind? It may be joy, it may be sorrow. Correct? It is your emotion. What about intelligence? What about intelligence? Intelligence is ability to solve the problems. Ability to solve the problems with your cognizance. With your cognition, correct? So if you blend emotion with the intelligence, it means you are taking the decision on the basis of emotions. That is a very appropriate emotion. So AI is taking decision with appropriate emotion. Hope so you have understood the basic point about emotional intelligence. Emotion means your state of mind. It may be joy, it may be sorrow, it may be in between joy and sorrow also. What about the intelligence? Intelligence means with your cognitive skills, you are able to solve problems. That is your intelligence. When you blend intelligence with emotions, it means you are able to take any decision on the basis of emotions. Correct? So yes, it is not equal to your IQ. That is an intelligence quotient. It is not equal to intelligence quotient. As per the research, as per research, people with high emotional intelligence, they are successful in their life. As per research, people with high emotional intelligence are highly successful. Vis-a-vis persons with high intelligence quotient. Have you understood? So it is a emotional intelligence which is the need of the hour as compared to IQ. Okay. Now we'll see what are the various components of emotional intelligence. It is all about your concept, only concept, emotional intelligence. You have seen the concept. Now we'll see the components. Components. What are the components of emotional intelligence? First one, self-awareness. Self-awareness means aware of own emotion. You are aware of your own emotions. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you feeling neutral? So you are aware of yourself. Aware of your emotion, your sentiments, your feelings. It is your first component. That is a self-awareness. Second one, self-management. Self-management means regulate emotions. Otherwise, angry mood gives you or make you to take bad decision. Correct? Yes. If you are unable to control your emotions, Sunil, if you are unable to control your emotions, if you are unable to regulate your emotions, your angerness, your happiness sometimes give you the wrong space to take any decision which may prove counterproductive. What? Because, and that's why a scholar say that don't make promise when you are happy and don't make promise when you are sad.
In this stable mood we have to take it.
Yes. So try to give promise in a very stable mind. While you are in a stable mind, you should give promise or you should take promise. So regulate emotions. Correct? Means to control emotions and take decision. Otherwise it leads to bad decision. So some scholars say that always give promise when you have a stable mind. Don't make any promise when you are happy or sad. No promise.
But sometimes it may be reverse actually. When we have a very good willpower, if you are taking promise in unstable mood also, it leads to.
No. It is correct. You are correct.
But
Sometimes.
yeah, it's an exceptional act. It's an exception.
But if you are known for your commitment, then you can take your commitment even in your bed, sleeping hour. That is a very different things.
Exceptional act. have to very good willpower person. Then only you can.
If you have a good willpower, then you can take or give promise anytime. It is a not problem. But the problem arises when people promise, means they take promise without thinking too much. Since you are happy, you are taking promise. So there is no use of promise in such mood. So always try to give any commitment when you are acquiring stable position. Self-awareness, self-management. First one, self-management. And yes, aware of other emotions. Aware of other emotions. Very, very important. What does it mean? Feel others' emotions too. If you are able to decode the emotion of others, then you can take the better decision. If I am scolding a student, let's say who comes late, but the students may carry some drops in their eyes, some tears in their eyes. So even after seeing such condition, how can a teacher scold such a student? So first I have to understand, being a teacher, one has to understand, oh, he or she is maybe going through a very bad situation.
It's kind of empathy. We have to place our in their.
Correct. Empathy, I will tell you. Empathy is one of the component of your emotional intelligence. So first one is your self-awareness. Second one is your self-management. Third one is your aware of others' emotions too. And fourth one is your motivation. Motivation. Motivation means if you are doing a very good work, then you should be provided with rewards. If you are doing the wrong work, and let's say it is against any system, you are supposed to be penalized. So motivation, that means appreciation. Appreciation maybe in the form of rewards, opposite maybe forming the punishment. Correct? So it is a motivation. And next one, that is your social skill. Social skills. Why social skill is a component of your emotional intelligence? Because social skills give you the communication skill. Communication to deal with the people. Correct? So social skill is also a very, very important part of your emotional intelligence. Social skill. And the last but not the least, that is your empathy, which can be the subset of the third component, that is aware of other emotions. Social skills are very, very important, because if you have a very good social skills, it will promote participatory form of governance. So these are the components of emotional intelligence. First we dealt the syllabus. Second one is a background, why there is a necessity of emotional intelligence. And third one is your components. What are the components of emotional intelligence? Now go and see the syllabus. Sorry. Okay. Utilities and the applications. But before that, I would like to quote a statement of Aristotle. He said that it is a very easy to get angry or to become angry, but it is a very difficult to think that why I am angry is that the way I am angry is good, or at what amount should I be angry? Under what circumstances I should be angry? So become angry is a very, very simple thing, but to think about the angriness and other essential elements of angriness is difficult task, and he is actually referring to emotional intelligence. So Aristotle said that to get an angry is easy, but at what amount, at what degree, at what circumstances? To get an angry is easy, but at what degree and at what circumstances angriness should be there, difficult to decode. So here comes the picture of emotional intelligence. Have you understood this statement? So when you understand that yes, this is my emotions, so you have to ask to yourself, is it the correct emotions? If I am angry, the degree of angriness prevails in mind, is it good? If Nitish comes, let's say Nitish comes after half an hour, correct? But should I react violently to Nitish? First one. And how much should I scold him? And what should I convince him? So that is the actually deal in your emotional intelligence. It is a very easy to scold any student, but it is a very difficult to scold a student on the basis of certain circumstances, on the basis of certain time, or on the basis of certain degree. Correct? Sometimes we react very actively even on a smaller issue. So what should be the proper justification? What should be the proper emotion? That all deals under your emotional intelligence. So emotional intelligence means you have to aware about your emotions, and yes, you have to regulate your emotion at the same time. It is not only restricted to yourself, it is also applicable for the others. And we have at the same time we have to aware of the other emotions also, so that we can have a better communication channel between you and the peers, you and the group. Now we'll see emotional intelligence. For development, for personal development, for personal competence, for social competence, and for professional competence. if you have a very good emotional intelligence, so at the personal level, you are a very charming, you are a stress-free person, you are a very satisfied person, you are very calm, you are very composed, correct? If you have an emotional intelligence at your personal level, you are a very pleasant person, that is charming person. You are a very good decision maker. You are very good at your empathy, correct? You can be a very good motivator. You can be a very good leader. So if you have an emotional intelligence at your personal level, you will achieve many things. So far social competence is concerned, if you have an intelligence, then you have communication, so that you can communicate with the other people of the society also. If you have a emotional intelligence, you can aware of others' problem. If you have an emotional intelligence, that means you are aware of the participatory form of governance, participatory approach. All the stakeholders should be come together to take a decision. If you have an emotional intelligence, you can prove your leadership not only at the personal level but at the societal level also. If you have an emotional intelligence, you can become the role model. Correct? Sunil, you can add other points also. If you have an emotional intelligence, you will become very, very disciplined in your professional ethics also. You will work towards objectivity. Yes, all the other values. Accountability. Hard working. Dedication. Integrity. Only having emotional intelligence to a person, that particular person can have many things in him or her, at personal level, at societal level, and at professional level. That is the application of emotional intelligence for an individual. Now we will see what are the application of emotional intelligence for governance and your administration. You are not in right direction. Obviously not. Application of emotional intelligence in administration and governance. If emotional intelligence is blended in administration or governance, it gives you citizen-centric governance pattern. Our union or state government will not rule over us. it is a we who rule, and we should participate in every decision of the government. That means participatory form of governance. Participatory form of governance. If EI is present in administration, what does it reflect? It reflects utmost accountability, because administration able to understand the feelings of the common people. If they are able to have idea about the emotion of other people or common people, they will produce the any documents into public domain, and public will see that documents and will feel good. Accountability. How? By putting things into the public domain. One of the best example of emotional intelligence in administration is your community policing. To solve the problems, this time CCTV camera is also doing the same work. But if there is a very big problem of law and order in your state, let's say, then it is the people who can approach to the police, or either police can approach to the people and say that, please, if any inputs will get, please inform me, so that we can work together to reduce the menace of the problems which are getting in the state or a particular district. So we have to remove the problems of law and order. For that, all the stakeholders like NGOs, like common people should come forward. That is all about your community policing. And Gupteshwar Pandey, our ex-DGP of this state, was known for community policing. And that's why he was able to solve the law and order problem of Begusrai early in 90s. Correct? So community policing. Yes. If you have emotional intelligence, transparency will increase, undoubtedly. Separation of power. Separation of power. Recruitment of civil servant on merit based, not on the best of relationship of kith and kin. That means no nepotism and no corruption. Yes. If you are aware of the other feelings are that you are not supposed to align with the track of corruption, then you will follow no corruption path. Yes, nepotism kills your governance pattern. So if you have emotional intelligence does not mean that only emotion. I have given the definition of emotional intelligence, the appropriate emotion. We are all human beings. Human beings are guided by the emotions. And it must be guided with the appropriate emotions. Emotion can be sad, joy, excitement. But you have to regulate your emotions.
We can say moral emotions.
Yes, emotions can be morally correct, bad. It is a matter of debate. Obviously, we are using our emotion in our intelligence and then taking decision. Correct? So these are the things which can be easily achieved with the help of emotional intelligence in administration and governance.
Can we include equality also?
Yes, obviously, if you have a emotional intelligence, you will work for the equality. Yes. Equality.
And we can say sir, moral form means morals what is always in positive form. Always comes in positive form.
Yes, moral is a positive word.
We can say morally emotions are comes under emotional intelligence. All morally emotions are comes under emotional intelligence.
No, but there must be some intelligence involved with your moral values.
Yeah, it's
Because
like
after all, we are performing the work. We are taking the decision. We are going to take the decision. For that, we should have emotions, and for that we should have intelligence, and for that intelligence must be based on the true emotions,
Yes sir.
and that emotion is appropriate. Are you getting me?
Yes.
If you are using your appropriate emotions on your intelligence, and then you are taking the decision, that decision gives you the good result. If you every time if you are following the only intelligence, let's say, then it will not work in the real life,
Yes.
because in real life we have a lot of problems. If you have emotional intelligence, you will be empathize towards weaker section,
Yes sir.
empathize towards weaker sections. If you have a emotional intelligence in administration, that means you are going to favor decentralization of power.
Yes sir.
Power should be not concentrated at the top level or at a one unit. It must be decentralized with various units.
Democracy we can say.
Yes, democracy. Grassroots democracy.
Yes.
Correct. Grassroots democracy. Is there any point from you?
the value is asking for that the moral value is positive. Actually, the value must be justifiable. Then only it can be.
Yes.
EID.
It must be, yes, correct. It must be a consonance or consistent with your outcomes.
Yeah, with decision also it
Ah.
must be justifiable after taking the
Yes.
decision also.
And if your decision or which things means the things which carry different moral values, then how can you build honesty as a value or other as a value? If your outcomes of decision requires particular values, you have to put that particular values into your intelligence
After
in the form of emotions.
yeah, after failing that decision also, if we can answerable
Yes.
that moral value is justifiable.
Just yes, correct. Have you understood these things? Yes, I have completed actually. Yes, I have completed. But however, I'll give you the some additional.
Yes sir.
Application of, or you can say, if emotional intelligence is higher in administrator, what kind of characters he will build? What kind of characters can an administrator build if he or she possesses highly emotional intelligence? At personal level, personal competence, at social competence, and at professional competence. At personal competence, he is able to self regulate his or her emotions, self aware about his or her emotions, aware of other emotions at personal, so that he can take the better decision at a personal level. If emotional intelligence is a high for an administrator, it will impact in three levels. First one is at a personal level, second one is your social level, and third one is your at professional level. At the personal level, he can decode his own emotion, and accordingly he or she will take the decision at personal level.
Yes, sir.
He or she will aware of others' emotions too.
Yes, sir.
Correct? How? He will self-regulate the problems, emotions by doing many things like meditation,
Yes, by experience.
exercise,
Yes, sir.
reading books, fiction or non-fiction. So this is the way under which an administrator who have a very high emotional intelligence can develop personal competence. So far social competence is concerned, he is able to bring issues of society. Correct? If an administrator have a very good emotional intelligence, he or she will aware of the societal problems, and accordingly he will deal with the decision.
Yes.
Decision making.
With liberal approach.
Yes, very good. Liberal approach, excellent. Yes, participatory.
Yes, sir.
Correct? Yes, if you have a very good emotional intelligence at personal level, you will become a very good listener. Because you want to listen the emotions of other also, so that you can take good decision. Participatory. Participatory reflects that you are a very good listener.
Yes.
Yes, Ramananji? Participatory approach. Now at professional level, you are known for your discipline.
Yes. Rule-based approach.
You are known for your hard working. You are known for motivated. You are known for your ethics. You are known for dedication to service. Public service, and so on.
Development. In terms of development. Professional.
These are the things which led to the development.
Yes.
Correct? Yes, I have finished the emotional intelligence in today's class. Thank you so much.
Sir, I have questions.
खत्म कर दिए